Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is Wicked Sambo. If you are tuning in for the first time, you can kindly subscribe so that you are notified on the videos that are posted here. In today's lesson, we want to revise mathematics paper 2 that was written in November on 15th 2019. So mathematics paper 2, we're going to handle the first question. Under section A, we are given, so given that matrix A is equal to, so we have 6, and then we have 2, we have x, and then we have 3 there. Now find the value of x for which the determinant of A is 36. So in this case, how do you handle such a question? So we can say that you're going to multiply because we have 2. So this is what we call the major diagonal. So this is the major diagonal, and then this is the minor diagonal. So when we say major diagonal, we're looking at a 6 and 3, and then when we say minor diagonal, we're looking at 2 and x there. So now we're going to say, first of all, we have to multiply the numbers that are in the diagonal. That is, so we'll start 6 times 3 in brackets, and then we subtract, that is x times 2 in brackets, so is equal to 36. So 36 is the determinant. Here when we multiply 6 times 3, we're going to have 18, and then x times 2, we're going to have 2x is equal to 36. And then what are we going to do? Simple mathematics here. So 2x is equal to 36 minus 18. When we subtract there, what are we going to have? Negative 2x is equal to 18. And then we can solve for x. So here we're going to introduce negative 2, here negative 2. When we cancel out there, equals, so negative 2 into 18, we're going to have negative 9. So meaning that the value of x is 9. So this was A, and then we can look at B now, or the second one. Hence, find the inverse of A. So to find the inverse of A, so we are saying that inverse of A is equal to, so we have 1 over the inverse which we've been asked, and then you multiply by the matrix which is given. So the matrix which has been given, that is what we're going to do at it. We're going to multiply up with, so we'd say A. Now we can do some mathematics here. We can substitute, so 1 over the determinant which is given, which is 36, and then open bracket the matrix that we are given. So the matrix that we are given is here. So now what you have to do with the matrix which is given, in this case you have to change. So the numbers in the major diagonal, they are going to swap. The numbers in the major diagonal, they are going to swap, but in the minor diagonal, you're going to introduce a negative just. So now what are we saying? We are saying this. So we have, this is the matrix that we have, negative 9, and then we have a 2, and then we have 3 there. So in this case, for us to come up with what we want, so the numbers will swap in the major diagonal. So we're going to have 3, and then here we're going to have 6. Here where there is a negative, so when you multiply negative times negative, we're going to have a positive. So meaning that they will not swap, but they will change the sign because we've multiplied negative times negative. And then here we have the positive times negative, we're going to have the negative. So we're going to have negative 2 there. So meaning this is the matrix that we are using. So we are going to say 3 and then negative 2, and then we have 9, 6. So when we reach here, we can multiply 1 over 36 with everything that is in the brackets. So we can say when you multiply, or when you multiply, we're going to have, in this case, we're going to have 3 over 36, and then when we multiply, we would say 9 over 36, and then when we multiply 1 over 36 by negative 2, we're going to have negative 2 over 36. Again, when we multiply 1 over 36 by 6, we're going to have 6 over 36 there. Now we can reduce this we can reduce, so 3 into 3, it is 1, 3 into 36 is 12, and then here 9 into we can reduce 9 into 9, it is 1, and then here it is 4, and then when we say 6 into 6, it is 1, 6 into 36 is 6, and then 2 into 2, it is 1, 2 into 36, we have 18 there. 2 into 36, 2 into 36, okay, 2 into 36, that is 18. Okay, so we can write it properly here. So we are saying that what we're going to have is 2 over 12, and then 1 over 4, and then we have 1 over 18, and then we have 1 over 6. So meaning that this is what we are looking for. So this is the inverse of A. So we can go to the second one. So because we don't have enough space, we're going to create space here so that we look at the question. Now let us read the question. So the question is, a box contains 4 red pens and 5 green pens. So a pen is picked at random from the box without replacement, and a second pen is picked. So now when we are dealing with probability, you find that a pen which was picked was not replaced. So if a pen is picked and it is not replaced, it means that the number we are not going to we're going to reduce the number because it was not replaced. So in this case, we can move and see how the questions are. So we are saying that the first question is, draw a tree diagram to illustrate the outcome. So we want to draw the tree diagram so as to know. So number one, the first thing that you have to do is you have to because the total, we have to find the total, because we had 4 red pens and 5 green pens. So you have to total them. So you have to total them so that we come up with the total, and then the total will help us to know what we are dealing with. So we would say 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. So meaning that red pens, it is 4 out of 9, and then green, it is 5 out of what? Out of 9. So we can draw now a tree diagram. So the first thing that we have to start with is a tree diagram. So that is the first thing that you have to do. So that is the first thing that you have to do. So here we have you indicate red, and then here you indicate what? You indicate green. So in this case, out of the total number, which is 9, we would say, because that is red, this is red, so it is 4 out of 9, and then you come to green, so green, it is 5 out of 9 again. So you pick, you go again, you'd say there is a probability that still they can pick the two colors, which is red or what, or green. So you add, and then, so in this case we have, so the red will continue there, and then we have, this is the G, which is green. So in this case we are saying that the red color was picked, so meaning that it will reduce by 1. So we would say 3 over 9, because it has reduced by 1. And then we're going to maintain here the green, we're going to maintain because it is not picked. So we're going to maintain, which is 9 over 5. So we can move, and this was for red. Now let us move for green. So green. So under green, there is a probability that they can pick red. So red, we're going to maintain because here it wasn't picked. So we're going to maintain the first one that we have, which is 4 over 9. So 4 over 9. Why have we maintained? Because the probability that we want is green. So red was maintained. Therefore, if at all one color was reduced, so if at all one color was reduced, so here we would say 5, sorry, not 5. So one color was reduced, so that is 4. So we would say 4 over 8, because the number has been reduced. One color or one pen has been picked. So same here, we're going to say 8. Yes. So meaning that the color was what? Was picked, or the pen was picked, which is green there. So in this case, this is the outcome, or this is the tree diagram that you can draw. And then you can indicate here, this is the first pick. So you can say first pick, and then this is the second. This is the second pick. This is the second pick. Then you can write to say the outcome is R, meaning that the red, and then here we have the R, so R, which is this R, and then we have a G, so meaning that red and green. And then here we're going to have the green here, so green, and then we have the red here, so which is the red. And then the last one, it is a GG, so which is green. So meaning this is the tree diagram that has proven, or that has been drawn to satisfy the statement given. So what is the probability of picking one red pen and one green pen? So we have to find now the probability of just picking only one. So we would say we're going to, okay, so we're going to use this space here. So we would say probability of just picking one. So the probability of just picking one would say pen, so open bracket, would say one red and one green, one green is equal to, so is equal to, we have pen, which is red, green in bracket, plus probability of picking now, which is GR. Okay, so here we can do some mathematics. We can substitute because we have this. So RG, RG, where is R? R, so R, we're going to pick from the tree diagram there. So we're going to say R is 4/9 times G is 5/8 plus, and then we go to G. So G is 5/8, 5/9 times, and then that is R, that is 4/8. And then we can do simple mathematics there. So we can do simple mathematics there. So if we want, we can reduce to say 4 into 4, it is 1, 4 here, it is 2. And then when we multiply, it will give us 5/9 times 2, that is 18. Plus, here we're going to say, what can we reduce here? What can we reduce? What can we reduce here? Okay, so here we cannot reduce. Okay, so we're going to just multiply. We're going to multiply. Here we're going to say here we're going to say we're going to multiply. Okay, so we're going to multiply and say 5 times 4, that is 5 times 4, that is 20, and then over, and then 9 times 8, 9 times 8, so 9 times 8. So we're going to have 72 there. So we're going to have 72, and then we can do some mathematics. So we can reduce. Let us reduce so that we can work out things. So once you answer using the finding the lowest common denominator. So finding the lowest common denominator. So finding the lowest common denominator, you will find that when you answer, the answer will give us, that is 5/9. So that is the probability of picking what? The probability of picking one red pen and one green pen. Okay, so we can move to the other one, question 2. So question 2 is simplify 6x squared minus 2 minus 24, and then we have x minus 2. So in this case, what are we going to do? So this is very simple. So we would say let us fact out. So what is common here? So we would say 6 is common. Yes, so 6 is common, and then 6 into 24, that is a 4. So we would say 6 open bracket x squared minus 4, you close, over x minus 2. So when we reach here, because we have a square there, so even a 4 we can change it to say 6 open bracket x squared minus 2 squared, you close, such that when we multiply 2 times 2, it will give us a 4. And then when we say x is equal to 2, so what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? We're going to say, so equals, so would say 6 open bracket, x minus 2, you close, open, x plus 2, you close, over x minus 2. So you look what is common here. So you're going to cancel, this is common and this is common here. So it will give us, the answer will be 6 open bracket x plus 2. Okay, we can move to given the geometric progression 4, 8, 16, find the geometric mean of 256 and 1024. So we want to find this. So what you're going to do is this. It is very simple. Once you're what you're going to do is this. You're going to say what we want is to find the mean. So we would say x is equal to, okay, so 256 plus 1024, and then when you add, what are we going to have? When you add, what are we going to have? So you can use a calculator, because calculators are allowed in paper 2. So okay, so we're going to have when we multiply here, so it is to multiply, sorry. So when you multiply here, so we had to put a plus, but that was just a mistake. So you multiply there. So calculators are used. You can use a calculator. So we're going to have something which is 256,000, and then you square this. What are we going to have? So 256, and then we have 000. So what are we going to have? So we're going to have something which is 509.9644256. So in this case, therefore, the answer will be, so what is it? We're going to say the answer will be 510. So that is our answer. And then we can move and go to the next question, the nth term. So we want to find the nth term. So the nth term, how do we find the nth term? We know the formula for finding the nth term. So we would say t is equal to, so we have ar and then n minus 1. So in this case, what are we looking for here? What are we looking for? So we're going to find the difference. So the difference, how do we find the difference, or the common ratio? So the common ratio is, we have over t1, so is equal to t2. What is t2? What is t2 here? T2, okay, so we have t1, so t1 is 4, and then t2 is 8. So when we divide, what are we going to have? We're going to have a 2 there. So our answer is a 2. That is the common ratio. And then we can quickly move and answer the question. So we're going to say t, because the 11th term is the question, and then a is the first term, which is 4, and then open bracket, we have the common ratio, which is a 2 there, and then you close. So here the n is the 11th minus 1. So what are we going to do there? We're going to solve to say 4 open bracket 2x 2 and then a 10 there. So we can solve there by saying 2 to the power 10, 2 to the power 10. What is the answer? So 2 to the power 10. So 2 to the power 10. Okay, 2 to the power 10. Then we're going to have 2 to the power 10. We're going to have 124. So, and then this should be in brackets. So this should be in brackets, and then you multiply by what? By 4. So it is you multiply by 4, meaning that here we're going to have 4, and then we're going to have a 0, and then here what are we going to have? We're going to have 2 times we can start by doing this. So 4 times 4, that is 4 by 4. What are we going to have? We're going to have 16, and then 2 times 4, we're going to have 8, plus 1, we're going to have 9, and then 4 times 0, it is 0, and then 4 times 1, it is 4. So meaning that that is the answer we were looking for. So let us go to the third one, which is the sum. So the sum of the first 11. So the sum of the first 11. So the sum is to add. So we cannot add because we don't have the numbers to add, but still we can find the sum. So how do we find the sum? The formula, you have to know these things. So Sn is equal to, so we have A open bracket, so Rn minus 1, you close, over R minus 1. So we know that the sum of the 11, so 11th is equal to, this is the first term, which is 4, and then R, it is the ratio or the common ratio, so which is a 2 to the power 11 minus 1, you close, over, we have R, that is 2 minus 1. So in this case, you're going to work out what is in the brackets. So you work out what is in the brackets. So we would say 4, and then that is, it will give us 2048 minus 1, you close, then over 2 minus 1. So what are we going to have? So here when we subtract, you're going to have a 1. So meaning 4 open bracket 2048 is equal to what? So when we multiply, what are we going to have? So when we multiply 4 times what is in the brackets, so that is 2048. So you're going to have 88192. Okay, so that is the answer there. So we can solve the equation. So solve the equation, p squared minus p is equal to 4. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So now when we reach here, you're going to identify this is quadratic function because you've been given there is a square there, which shows that that is a quadratic function. So in this case, we're going to say this is a, and then we have b, and then we have c we don't have. So meaning that what we're going to do is we're going to say p squared minus p is equal to 4. So now this equation we're going to say p squared minus p, so this 4 will come this side, so it will be minus 4 is equal to what? 0. So we would say this is a, b, and then we have c. So here we're going to say a is 1, so a is 1, and then b is negative 1 because there is a negative there, so negative 1, and then we have c, so c is equal to negative 4. So we can solve now to say the formula for the quadratic function is, and this, it is there on the formula sheet, so you just have to copy, this. B squared minus 4ac and then over 2a. So in this case we can substitute now. We are saying that here we have 1, so negative, you close, and then plus, so negative 1 in brackets, that's squared, and then minus 4 open bracket 1 close open bracket, we have a 4 there, and then over 2 in bracket. So we can multiply, we can work out things there, so we would say negative times negative, we're going to have a positive. So negative times negative, we're going to have a positive. So we would say we're going to have 1, and then that will maintain, and then here negative 1 squared, we're going to have 1. Negative 1 squared, we're going to have 1, and then negative 4 times 4, negative 4 times 1, we're going to have negative 4, and then negative 4 times negative 4, negative 4 times negative 4, we're going to have a 16, so it will be a positive 16 there. And then here, what are we going to do? So, and then over, so over a 2 there, so over 2. So in that case we can say 1 plus minus, and then plus we add, so we're going to have 17 over 2, and then here when we reach here, so we can separate the 2, would say 1 plus, so 1 plus 17 over 2, that is the first one, and then the second one would say or, so x is equal to, so 1 minus, and then 17 over 2 there. So in this case we can solve to find the square root for 17, to find the square root for 17. So the square root for 17, so the square root for 17, that is, so x is equal to 4.1, so 4.123105626 over 2, so here plus 1, so there is, so we add plus 1 there, plus 1, and then or, so here again the square root will be the same, so 4 1, we say 1 minus 4.1231055, then 6 2, and then 6, and then we can divide 2. So the answers, if we work out, so you'd find that here we're going to have a positive, so we're going to have a positive here. Now before having the positive, we can divide. So the answer, divide by 2, so we're going to have something like, so we're going to have 2. When you add everything, we're going to have 2.56. so that is the answer. And then here the negative, obviously here it will give us a negative answer. So once you work out on the calculator, you'd find that it will give us x is equal to negative 1.56. so those are the answers that we are needed there. So we can move. And then B, so B is the Venn diagram below shows the number of elements in the set A, B, and C. So we have that. And then they've asked us X such that N B is equal to N B union C complement. So when they say a complement, complement, it means excluding or not including. So that is what they mean when they say complement. So we want to find the value of X. So we want to find the value of X. Now, how do we find the value of X? So now, how do we find the value of X? So we're going to find the value of X to say, the value of X, how do we find the value of X? So we're going to say this, what we've been given, so it is equal to, so what we're going to interpret what we've been given, B union C complement. So we would say the first thing that we have to do is we write, so that is open bracket x minus 4, we close x minus 4, and then those, so this is what we've written. And then the other thing is, the other thing that we have to write is this 8, this, so we write plus, so plus 8, so we can create some space. Okay, we create some space here. Okay, so we are saying that plus, so plus 5, this 5 here, so plus 5, and then so plus 5 is equal to, so it will give us those that are not there, which is a 7 plus, so a 7 plus 10, so 7 plus what, plus 10. So in this case, what are we supposed to do here? We can work out simple mathematics when we reach here. So we would say x minus 4 plus 8 plus 5 is equal to 7 plus 10. So in this case, we can work out, here, we can work out, so here we're going to have 8 plus 5, so 8 plus 5, what are we going to have? 8 plus 5, that is 13. So x minus 4 plus 13 is equal to 7, that is 17. Okay, here we have 17. And then x, so x we're going to leave it, so we would say negative 4 plus 13. Negative 4 plus 13, what are we going to have? Negative 4 plus 13, we're going to have a 9. So is equal to different signs, we subtract to maintain the sign from the bigger number. So here we're going to say x is equal to 17 minus 9, and then x is equal to 17. When we subtract 9, we're going to have 8. So 8 is the x that we are looking for. So we can move, and then y such that number, so c, that is set c, is equal to number of set what? Set a. So is equal to. So it is equal. So meaning, what are we going to do? Set number of set c. So number of set c, what do we have in set c? Set c, so we have in set c, we'll start with set a. So set a is equal to set b. Then we're going to find what is y. Then we're going to find what y is, this y. So would say number, so a open in bracket is equal to number and then b. So in this case we can say under a would say 7 plus 8 is equal to, and then we go 5 plus, that is c. Sorry, so here it is c. Okay, here it is c. So we are saying that 5 plus 2y. So here we're going to work out, so 7 plus 8, so 7 plus 8, what are we going to have? We're going to have a 15. And then here 5 plus 2y, and then 15 minus 5 is equal to 2y, and then here we're going to have 10 minus is equal to 2y, and then 2 there. Okay, so y is equal to 5. So meaning that y is equal to what? Is equal to 5. And then we can move and find the number of set E. So the universal set. So we are looking at the universal set now. So the universal set is everything. So the universal set is everything there. The universal set is everything. So the universal set is everything. So we're going to say, because we're looking at number of E, so E is equal to, we have everything, which is 7 plus 5 plus 8, so plus 10 plus open bracket 8 minus 4, you close, and then plus 5 plus 2, and then 5, you close, then is equal to what? We can work out on the calculator. We can punch everything just to say 7 plus 8, and then plus 10, and then in bracket we would say before that plus, and then in bracket you would say 8 minus 4, you close, and then plus 5, and then 2 plus, so we have 2 plus 2 open bracket, we have 5, you close. So the answer will give us 44. So we have a 44, that is the answer there. And then we go to complement. So when we say complement B, meaning we don't have to include what is in B. So complement B, we don't have to include what is in what is in B. Everything that is in B don't include. So everything which is in B don't include. So we are saying we're going to consider only 7, and then 10, and then also this. So would say, so is equal to, so 7 plus 10 plus 2 open bracket 5 is equal to what? So when we work out, this is 17 times 10, so, or 17, so here is 17 plus, here we're going to have 10, so the answer is what? 27. Okay, so we can quickly move. So express as a single, so we are expressing as a single fraction. So this one is simple, so you express as a single fraction, so we can use here, so 5 over 2x 4 and then minus 4 over, so 3x plus 5. So as a single fraction, we are going to say 5 open bracket 3x plus 5, you close, minus, that is 4 open bracket 2x 4 and then you close, would say 2x minus 4, and then here we're going to say 3x plus 5. Then we can work out there 5 times 3 we're going to have, and then here we're going to have plus 25, and then here we're going to have minus, so 8x, and then there we're going to have 16, so 2x minus 4 and then 3x plus 5, close, you collect term like terms, so 5 8 15, we have x there, and then plus 25 plus 16, so 2x minus 4, then here we just have to be copying this down here, and then we can work out there, so 15 minus 8 we're going to have a 7x, and then 25 plus 16 we're going to have 41, so 2x minus 4 in brackets and then 3x plus 5. So it means that we've answered the question. Okay, so let us move to the other question, so which is the program below is given in the form of a pseudocode. So the information has been given here, so because the information, let us create some space. This is where we have enough space so that it can help us to solve what we want to solve here. Okay, so begin, we start, so begin, it is an oval shape, so begin, and then what will follow is, so we are done, so enter length, that is we have a parallelogram, so that is enter, we write enter, so enter L, which is length. So if length less 0, so meaning that here it is a decision box, that is a diamond, so a diamond, we are going to make a decision. So here if we'll change to what? To is, so is L, which is length, less 0. So it is either you say yes or no. So if at all, so there are two. So if at all we say yes, then display error message and re-enter positive length. So here, because we are displaying, so it is a parallelogram shape that we have to use there, and then we write everything. So you write everything starting from here. So you write everything, you write everything. So error message, so error message and re-enter positive length. So if at all we say re-enter, it means that the program will start. So the program will do what? The program will start. So the program will start. So we go back. So now if at all we said no, then else enter height. So we're going to enter what? Height there. So enter h. So h is the height. Then else. So when you hear else, a decision has to be made. So we are coming up with a decision. So we are coming up with so enter, and then volume. Yes. So volume. So or else enter before coming up with that. So before coming up with the decision, because an error was displayed. So because an error was displayed, so we are going to repeat the question now, because here we skipped this. So if, so we skipped if. So here we're going to say, so after we've entered the height, then we're going to say after entering, so we've entered, then if, so the decision has to be made. Okay, so we're saying is h less 0. So there are two, so you can say yes or what, or no. So yes, if we say yes, then error, so re-enter positive height. So you copy everything here. So we'd say error message and re-enter. So re-enter positive height. So when we do that, then we're going to continue to say re-enter. So re-enter, meaning that you're going to re-enter. So we re-enter there, and then we said here, we said no. So no, what are we going to do there? So a rectangle is used now for the formula which is given. So you copy the formula which has been given. So the formula is V is equal to 1/3, and then times L times H. So that is the formula. And then display volume. So when they say display volume, we know that we are using this shape. So we are going to say display volume. So if we display volume, then we're going to say end. So end, it means that you have to end by an oval. So where you write end. So if you want to learn more on pseudocode and flowcharts, there is a video you can watch it so that you can learn more on pseudocode and flowcharts.